I'm setting off on one of over 400 walks I'm doing between London Underground stations. This is Northfields on the Piccadilly line. It's a 1933 design by Charles Holden in a modern European style using brick, reinforced concrete and glass. Like other Holden stations at Sudbury Town, Sudbury Hill, Acton Town and Oakwood, Northfields station contains a tall block-like ticket hall rising above a low horizontal structure. I'm setting off to walk between Northfields station and South Ealing station. These are two stations which are extremely close together. I think some of the, or even the most close together stations on the overground, on the section of the London Underground which is overground, if you see what I mean. But I'm going to keep the camera rolling and walk to South Ealing. And I'll explain what this project is all about. I'm doing over 400 walks between London Underground stations. It all started off, as so many things we all began at the time, as a lockdown project. I was simply walking to get out of the house. Walking in London, I was finding out what I could see between stations on the surface. I didn't want to risk public transport at the time, and I was guided by Mark Moxon's excellent 2008 Tube Walker project. But out in the countryside in Chesham in March 2022, I thought to myself, I should be filming these. So here we are. I'm learning YouTube as I go along, but the idea now is to create individual standalone movies. So while you can follow the playlist of a line from end to end, you can also just take one walk with me. On the way I'll show you what I found, perhaps some old photos, perhaps a few old maps. And here's one of the things I found in Northfields. This was the former Odeon cinema. But now it's not. That's the most direct way to South Ealing Station up Bramley Road, one of the roads named after apples in the area. How can I be so confident that Bramley Road was named after apples? Well, on my own website, I've generally put the research in before I go off for the walk. I tend to know where I'm walking, and I do a bit of research before I go. My website might change over time, theundergroundmap.com, but at the moment, at time of recording, you can use this control in the top right of each map. And then you can change the historical mapping, so you see another decade. Here I've chosen the 1950s. And OpenStreetMap is not the only choice of mapping that I offer. If you show the map without markers or on the top left of the screen click Maps, you get a Google map of the area. And you can use this control to fade in and out of a modern map. So with a nearby view of the end of the Northfields platforms, I'll just explain the kit that I use. So this is an action camera which I use to do the contiguous walks with, where I'm facing forward, and I have it sort of strapped in on a big thing that I bought on Amazon. And looking the other way, you've got a gimbal with just a bog standard iPhone at the top of it. So I'll continue through the streets of Ealing. The walking route today is really no distance at all. The quickest route will be via Bramley Road and Airedale Road, but it only takes a couple of minutes. So I'm routing round Little Ealing Lane. We've already reached the Plough, and we'll pass a couple of interesting religious sites on the way. At the turn of the 20th century, there was very little in the area at all. There was South Ealing Station, sitting in fields. South Ealing Road was not full of shops. Little Ealing, where the Plough was a village. Charles Blondin, lately a tightrope walker, had retired to his house that he called Niagara. This was named after his greatest escapade and was where Niagara Avenue is now. And until 1908 there was the Ealing District Steam Laundry, but no Northfields station. By 1908 though, there was pressure from local house builders and a station was built. It was called Northfields with an extra S, perhaps to match the District Railway's Southfields, which is near Wimbledon. In the 1930s, London Underground needed a depot, and the only space for one was west of Northfield Avenue. So Charles Holden built a new station on the east side. And in next to no time we've reached South Ealing Station.